Welcome to the channel. It's AlmightyDen, and today I'm here to let y'all know about some stocks that I feel like are massively undervalued in a sector that I believe will continue to be a very hot sector. Now, first things first, if you like stocks, you like crypto, you like making money, be sure to subscribe to the channel, cut the notifications on so you don't miss a beat, and be sure to like the video as well to help it out in the YouTube algorithm. Now today, the sector that I'm going to talk to y'all about today is the marijuana sector. I feel like this is one of those sectors that gives me sort of crypto vibes, you know, how we had the massive run-ups in crypto in like 2016, and then it got a little bit quiet, but everybody still kind of believed that crypto would bounce back up and come back up, but they just was a little shaky about it. That's kind of how I feel about the marijuana sector. I feel like a lot of people know that marijuana is a booming industry, a billion-dollar industry, but even though these stocks are still continuing to come down. Now, of course, we have a variety of factors of why the stocks are coming down. The market as a whole is pulling back. A lot of growth stocks are pulling back. You got people tax harvesting, trying to save on taxes. You got the government and the Fed tapering for an inflation, and a lot of these fears are causing a lot of stocks in the market to come down and drop in price, but they're giving us actually really good value plays. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, I already like the marijuana sector. I already like the marijuana stocks, but at certain periods I didn't like the volatility and the price that they were trading at. But now I feel like we've reached the point where it's like, okay, you always hear people say buy low, sell high, buy when others are fearful, sell when they are greedy. Right now it looks like this chart, it looks like people are definitely very fearful. Now, make no mistake, I do want to explain to y'all that TLRY does have earnings tomorrow, so that'd be a very big catalyst to watch out for. But I do want to say that I have been keeping up with TLRY over the past. They had that merger with the other cannabis stock, Afria. That was good. They had a partnership with Sweetwater. That was actually good news. And after all of that, now understand that it costs a lot of money for these marijuana stocks to generate money and sell this cannabis and put it out there. So a lot of the times they are operating at a net loss. But we're talking about a future growth for something that has a lot of potential moving forward, simply based off of the fact that it is not even legal everywhere yet. Now that's another problem with marijuana stocks, as well as the fact that in a lot of places it's not legal. But it seems that we're coming into a more progressive state, a more progressive frame of the world where people are more accepting of it. And a lot of states have legalized it. I feel like it's only a matter of time before it does become all around, where it's pretty much just legal in a majority of the places. I'm not gonna say everywhere, but it's a lot of room to grow in that aspect alone. And every time we get some positive news about more states legalizing marijuana and whatnot, the marijuana stocks absolutely run and go on a tear. Now, if the market does turn around and get back bullish in the fact, and it's more states do legalize marijuana and they do start to allow these stocks to run, they can have a massive run up. We've seen this thing hit $300 in the past when it had all that hype, all that new excitement about it when these stocks first hit the market. But now that they've had some time to settle down, you can see that right now this stock itself is trading at $6.42. If you look at the 5-year, 5-day chart, you can see that right now under the RSI, it is still undersold. And if you even zoom in some more, you can see that it is way far under the 200-day moving average. That's a very good sign that lets you know that, okay, this thing is undervalued. Now, in my opinion, my honest opinion here, I feel comfortable buying in this range, even though that I know this thing could go down a bit more because it is a downtrend. I see that at this point, or at least add, you know, I can still add, because if it goes down some more, I do not mind adding this thing, because I do believe that it has multiples of price higher than what it can actually be at right now. So right now it's at $6. I can see this thing easily 10x, and we've seen this thing hit $60 last year when it had a nice little run up. Let me zoom out a little bit more for y'all. We seen this run up. I was able to capitalize on here it goes right here, my bad. $67 just last year around what, February. Last year around this time it had a massive run up, and it started from about what? Let's see here. $8. It broke out down here, ran up to about $20, came back, pulled back some, and ran up to about 60. So we're getting it even lower than the $8 mark before it initially ran out last year. That's why I absolutely love it at this price, in my opinion. And now, make no mistake, if you're an option trader, you can go to here to trade. We'll go to trade. We'll look at some of the options. The leaps don't look as bad as well. They don't look too bad. The implied volatility might be a little bit high. 96%. That could be a little bit lower, but I think it's only high because of the volatility of the stock. They know this thing can absolutely run crazily. But the leap options do not look too bad. If I show you the chart for the leap options on the let's see, we'll click on the $5 calls. They're going for $3.85, which would be $385 for the right to buy 100 shares at $5 if it gets in the money, which is already in the money at this point. But if you look at the chart for the leap option, you can see that at one point it was at $10. So this could, it was at $10. Now, obviously, that was only in about what, November. November it was at $10. Now we're not even talking about last year when it had the massive run, but in November it was at about $10. So we can see that these options can absolutely run. That was only about 2 months ago. 2 months ago, $10. That's about a bit over a 2x in between a 3x right there, because it's at 345 is the low, 370 right now. So a bit under 3x, but that's good gains right there. You know what I'm saying? Now you have 2 years to try to get back there. I think that could happen. Now, of course, when you invest in that options, you have time working against you. You have volatility working against you. If it's coming down, if it's going up, it's in your favor. So if you think that volatility for this stock will go up, that will work out for you when you buy it low. Because, if the volatility goes up, the option price goes up as well. And if the option price goes up and the volatility goes up, that's when the money starts to roll in. That's why the option price starts to rise up and get really, really high when stuff is running up high. And it's like, oh, you don't know if you want to buy it no more because the premiums are actually absolutely expensive. But these premiums have had a massive drop down, which is another strong sign, in my opinion, that these stocks are at a nice place to get a good entry in for a longer term play. Now, I'm not saying it's going to turn around this year. I'm not saying it's going to run this month, but I do believe in this sector long term. And that's not just to give all the attention to TLRY as well. If you have other stocks, like I know SNDL is another stock that a lot of marijuana stocks, a lot of people like. When it hit a high of about $13 way back, that was some years ago for sure. But let's just go back to last year. It hit high about $4 when we had that massive run. Right now we're back at 60 cents, around 59 cents. So once again, we have another one that's still looking like it's in a nice solid buying range. Even if it comes down, like I said, you can get some more. But the RSI is not necessarily oversold just yet, but it still is way under that 200-day moving average, which is a good sign for me. And then you have another stock I'll share with y'all was CLVR. This one is another sleeper right here. Another sleeper. It hit a high of about $20 last year during the run. Now it's at $2.64. Still way under the 200-day moving average as well. RSI. And RSI is in the blue. That means it's oversold. They think this is the algorithm, the system believes that this one is oversold. This is the one I like as well. And even if you want to look at an ETF, the MJ Mary Jane ETF, the ETF, which is a combination of various weed stocks. If you don't feel like you want to pick just one, you can go with the ETF, and you can see that this one, while it's been floating with the oversold territory, which it did hit it at one point, it's trying to consolidate here. It's at $10.55, down from $34.58. So if you just want to get on the ETF, that's a safer play as well, instead of trying to pick one stock or two stocks that you think is going to go well in the marijuana sector. Still way under the 200-day moving average from $17. So it still has room to touch that. And a lot of things, rule of thumb is stocks do return to the 200-day moving average. That is one of the movers thumbs with stocks, with cryptos in this market when it comes to technical analysis. So I am very appreciative of the opportunity to get some of these for a lower price, because I did not want to buy this stock at $67, $50 last year during the run up. I did have some options during this run up that went absolutely crazy, because I do like to play the momentum, but this is a good opportunity to get in, to buy low, and then potentially sell high. Like I said, understand that we're still in a downtrend. The market itself is still, pulling back. Growth stocks is still coming back. It's a lot of rotation into value stocks right now. So that does explain why some of these marijuana stocks are pulling back as well. But at this point, I definitely feel like there's a lot of opportunity, and the risk-reward ratio is worth the risk for me personally. Now, make no mistake, I'm no financial advisor, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, cut those notifications on. Until next time, Densky out.